and brought to you live via New York City. This is Bombers Game Mic. I'm Paul D, and this afternoon is the first of three in the weekend set at Wrigley Field between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. With that said, join the Game Mic roll call. Let me know where y'all are watching or listening from. Let me give you the starting nine for both clubs here this afternoon up at Wrigley. Now this should be nice and fun. Bring it up game day though. Okay. Stand by here, folks. It's coming on up. Gonna give you the starting nine for both clubs. Leading off for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals, the NL rookie sensation J.J. Weatherall at second base. Batting second behind the dish is Ivan Herrera. Batting third at first base is Alec Burleson. Batting cleanup out in right field is Jordan Alexander Walker. Batting fifth out in center field is Nate Church. Batting sixth at shortstop is Mason Wynn. Batting seventh out of DH is Brian Torres. Batting eighth in left field is Jose Fermin. And batting ninth at the hot corner is Cesar Prieto. Now the starting nine for the home Chicago Cubs. Leading off in center field is Pete Crow Armstrong. Batting second at DH is Seiya Suzuki. Batting third at the hot corner is Alex Bregman. Batting cleanup at first base is Michael Bush. Batting fifth at second base is Nico Horner. Batting sixth behind the dish is Carson Kelly. Batting seventh out in left field is Ian Happ. Batting eighth in right field is Taylor. And batting ninth at shortstop, none other than Dansby Swanson. And that's the starting nine here this afternoon. Now, out of curiosity, okay, Uncle Sam, I'm on the road. When I'm on the road, there is no video. That's the accommodation that needs to be made for me to call these games when I'm not in the studio in St. Louis. That's the story there. Rush Dash, let's go. Cheers to that. Zach Pluto back for the third straight game. I've enjoyed listening to the other two as a casual observer, but today I actually have a rooting interest. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Panera Bread. Visit Jeff at Mid Rivers Mall. Tell them Bombers Game Mic sent you. Absolutely. Jimmy Otero, let's go Redbirds. Howdy, Paul D. What are your thoughts about June 19th LA San Diego game where Robert Suarez was ejected after drilling Shohei Ohtani in the back? Well, I'm not surprised. I guess that's the best answer I could give you. All right, Rush Dash, I'm ready for Cardinals baseball. You and me both, Rush Dash. You and me both. So we await first pitch here. On the bump is the right-hander Clay Holmes, recently acquired from the New York Mets. In 10 starts, he's 4-5 with a 2.86 ERA and 56 2/3 innings pitched, 46 strikeouts against 20 walks. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. The Navy caps and helmets on display today. Into the box is Weatherall. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch from Holmes. Strike, and we are underway, and the count is 0-1. Now, come in one, the 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball out into center field. Underneath it is PCA, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So that was a quick fly out there. Now here comes Ivan Herrera. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. DJ Nick Fly. Howdy to the great Paul D and amazing chat. Happy Friday. Let's put these baby bears away. Corey, afternoon, everyone. Wishing a great Friday, everybody. It's always good to see you, Corey. Now, righty-righty matchup. Common sense Holmes. The first pitch to Herrera. Strike. Sinker on the outside corner at the knees. The count is 0-1. Herrera's in 249 this year. Coming in motion. The 0-1 pitch. Strike, sweeper on the inner third under the belt. The count is 0-2 to Herrera. Here comes motion. Now the 0-2. Hit up the middle, picked up on a couple hop by Holmes. Underhand tosses over there to Bush to get Herrera for the second out of the inning. Well, Clay Holmes here seems to be moving expeditiously. Is he not, folks? Now, into the box is Alec Burleson. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Now, the first pitch to Burley. A sweeper up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Burley hitting 287, 19 home runs, 84 RBIs. Common one. There's a fly ball out into left field. Over into the corner is happening. It goes into the stands. And the count is 1-1. Bum, 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 bum. 7 pitches here for Holmes. So 1-1 count. On deck is Jordan Walker. Jeff Coleman with the $1 super. Thank you so much, Jeff. And I saw what you sent me. I'll talk about it in a bit. Now, here's the pitch. A slider away and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. But I really liked it, Jeff. In fact, once I'm back in St. Louis, it's going to be a frequent fixture on the set. Now, here's the pitch. Hit out there in the left center field. Calling off PCA is Ian Happ, who makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So, no runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 1/2 inning of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 0 and the Chicago Cubs coming to bat. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All right. Oh, hi, Jimmy. How's it going? Pig University official. Hello, Paul. Hello, Pig University official. Okay, let's see here. Catching up on all of this at the moment. Des Moines, Iowa is in the house. William Griffin, cheers to Des Moines, Iowa. Brian McCartney coming in from the Netherlands. We got the Dutch in the house, even though that McCartney's definitely not a Dutch name. Claire Thompson, hi Paul and everyone from mountains of Central California. Cheers to Central California. Good to see you, Claire. Uncle Sam, okay, I didn't know. I was just wondering. Have a great call, Paul. Well, thank you so much, Uncle Sam. Yeah, I'm going to be back in the studio within a few days now, so I'll be back. You get to see my face again. So many newer faces here. I love it. Harold Houseman. Harold, you are amazing. How are you this afternoon? Go Cards. Hey, fellas, go Cards. You wear it on your sleeve there, Go Cards 6390. The Fantasy Football Reaper. We haven't lost a game that I've watched you, so I'm here at work listening. Go Birds. Well, you know what, Reaper? If that happens to continue, we're going to have to begin making arrangements. I think everybody will be on that. Braylon Beasley, make sure your mic is plugged in all the way. You can hear static and your voice is lagging. I don't know what that's about, but my XLR and my whole setup is working just fine. I don't hear anything that is unusual. Really, it's just my voice that is getting pummeled here at the moment. Now there's Matthew Liberatore. He's starting for the Redbirds today. Lefty-lefty matchup. The first pitch to PCA. Swinging strike, and the count is 0-1. That was on a four-seam fastball. No, there's nothing wrong with the equipment. It has everything to do with the condition physically of my voice. Now the 0-1. There's a fly ball out into shallow left center field. Coming in underneath it is Fairmean. He makes the catch, battling the sun for the first out of the inning. Harold Houseman with the $2 super. I'm doing good, Paul. I'm glad to hear it. Matthew Liberatore is 5-9 with a 5.15 ERA and 113 2/3 innings pitched. Now here is Suzuki. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Setting up away is Herrera, the first pitch from Liberatore. A changeup down and away, and the count is 1-0. Go Cards. I watch you all the time on my TV, but never comment on the TV. Thanks for providing this for us, Paulie. You got it, Go Cards. The 1-0. Swinging strike on the changeup downstairs. Swinging over the top of that one was Suzuki, and the count is 1-1. Yeah, I don't know what would be causing that. Now the 1-1 pitch. A check swing on the slider down and in. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the first baseline, and the count is 2-1. Looking in is Liberatore. He comes, motion. The 2-1. Hit to the left side. Picked up there and hop at third. He throws to first in time to get Suzuki for the second out of the inning. A very, very, very nifty play down there. 100%. Cesar Prieto, fairly new in the big leagues, though he's not as young as you would think. Now, the first pitch to Bregman. A curveball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. He looks in, setting up inside is Herrera, the 1-0. Fouled back on the four-seam fastball down Broadway. The count is 1-1. Back into the box is Bregman. Nobody on with two out. Coming one. The 1-1. A check swing on the curveball downstairs. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the first baseline. Bregman manages to hold his swing. The count is 2-1. Coming motions Liberatore. He deals. A changeup downstairs, and the count is 3-1. 414 Decker. What's up, Paul D? Watching from Milwaukee. Not a lot, just calling this game here, 414. It's a 3-1 count. Liberatore comes motion and deals. Strike. Uncle Charlie on the outside corner, thigh high, and the count is 3-2. Bregman gets back into the saddle. So nobody on, two outs, the 3-2 count, bottom of the first inning, no score. The 3-2 from Liberatore. Fouled back on the four-seam fastball down Broadway. The count remains 3-2. Yes, welcome all of the new faces. This will be the seventh pitch by Liberatore against Alex Bregman. He won the 3-2. Hit down the left field line and well into the stands. The count remains 3-2. Roger Bassman checking in. Our personal correspondent reporting in from the surface of the sun, a.k.a. Tucson. Liberatore looks in. He wins the 3-2 pitch. There is a fly ball out into left field. Coming in is Fermin, battling the sun. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After one full inning of play, it is scoreless going to the top of the second inning. In the first of three in this weekend setup on the north side of Chicago, I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. I'm going to adjust something on the audio real quick, guys, so just stay with me. You're not going to hear me for a moment. Checkity check. Checkity check. Check 1, 2. So we await the top of the second inning. Both clubs in the first went in order. I think every pitching coach and starting pitcher was very much on board with that concept, no doubt. And that's the story here. Check 1, check 2. All right. Hopefully this sounds a little better. I know some people here were a little concerned about the sound. And if it was what I thought it might be, other than just my deteriorating voice at the moment, I wanted to see if I couldn't take the old college try and address it that way. So we await the top of the second inning. Due up for the Redbirds is Walker, Church, and Wynn. So 4, 5, and 6 in the Redbird order. Scott, Reed, Biloxi, dot. Go Cardinals. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, if it's just my voice, it's just my voice today. Oh well, price of admission. So we're back here for the top of the second inning. No score. That's interesting. It has everything to do with my voice. That or the connection to the internet is weird. Now, the first pitch to Jordan Walker. It's called, at least I believe it was called a strike. Indeed it was, and the count is 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball into center field. Going over 3 steps to his right, fighting the sun is PCA. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Alrighty. You think so, Scott? Okay. If that's the case, at some point I may try to actually address it more thoroughly. We'll see how it goes. Now, come in, set. The first pitch to Nate Church. Strike, sinker down Broadway. The count is 0-1. Yeah, I think it might be an internet thing. We shall see. Now, here's a pitch. A changeup down and away, and the count is 1-1. Where did my face cam go? As I've said many times here over the last week, I'm on the road. That's the accommodation. When I'm on the road, it's audio only. I'll be back in St. Louis in a few days. The 1-1. A changeup away, and the count is 2-1. Oh, well, thank you so much, Scott. Holmes comes set. The 2-1 offering. There's a fly ball into left field. Underneath it is Happ. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So quickly down 1-2 are Walker and Nate Church. 15 pitches here so far for Clay Holmes. Now into the box is the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis, Mason Wynn. It's a righty-righty matchup. Nobody on with 2 out. Here's the pitch. A slider away, and the count is 1-0. Mason Wynn hitting .243, 4 home runs, 49 RBIs, a .642 OPS. Holmes sets the 1-0. A slider down and away and in the dirt. The count is 2-0. Back onto the bump is Holmes looking in. The 2-0. A slider in. The count is 3-0. It actually looks like a very nice day for baseball on the north side of Chicago. I've been to a number of Cubs games just like this. They're really quite memorable. Now the 3-0 offering. Strike, sinker on the inside quarter below the belt. The count is 3-1. Back onto the bump is Clay Holmes. Nobody on with 2 outs. A 3-1 count here to Mason Wynn. Come in set is Holmes. A 3-1. Strike. Sinker on the inside. Down Broadway below the belt. The count is 3-2. Good to see you, White Shadow. Just Cardinals Cubs, man. Come in 1, the 3-2, swinging strike 3 on the sweeper away for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 1.5 innings of play, we are scoreless going bottom 2. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. All scoreless going bottom of 2. Let's go back to the chat. All right. At least they're swinging at strikes. With the exception of that swing and a miss there by Mason Wynn. That thing was a sweeper over the lefty batter's box. Harold, I don't know if anyone saw this earlier, but Burleson, over the last 10 games, has an OPS over 1,200. That likely means to me that he has really been seeing the ball well lately. I would say the ball to him when he's in the box looks very much like an inflatable beach ball at the moment, to say the least. Jeremiah, if too many more people are still wondering about the face cam, we might need to put a message about it. Yeah, I've considered that, Jeremiah. It gets to the point where I only, depending on who's asking, like if it's a long-time regular, usually they're not asking, and usually when they are on the matter, it's because they had an expectation that I would be back that day. Mostly the way I've been handling it is I've been answering it in the first 3 innings, and then after that I just, there's only so many times you can answer in a game. I might put a little message there, but at the end of the day, it's certainly not the most important thing I have to deal with here. All right, we await the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the Chicago Cubs is Michael Bush, Nico Horner, and Carson Kelly. 4, 5, and 6 in the Cubs order. No kidding, big university official. You make baseball stadiums in Minecraft. That's actually really cool. I don't play Minecraft, but I love stadiums and I love people who find new and interesting ways to build them. Certainly in terms of like games or software, whatever the case might be. So you definitely have my attention there, Big University. All right, we're back to Wrigley Field for the bottom of the second inning. Probably should make it point downward. There we go. Now, lefty-lefty matchup, the first pitch from Liberatore. Called strike on the inside corner to the lefty Michael Bush. And the count is 0-1. Yes, it is, Harold. It is really cool. Now, here's a pitch. A slider away, ruled a ball. The count is 1-1. Corey, hashtag riot for face cam. It's good to see you, Corey. It's always good to see you. Now, the 1-1 pitch. A check swing on the pitch downstairs. It is a strike. And the count is 1-2 to Michael Bush. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning, no score. First of 3 from Wrigley. Every game over the today and the next 2, they're all day games, folks. He comes motion, the 1-2. Hit out there into center field. Going over to his right is Nate Church. He squeezes it. A can of corn for the first out of the inning. So Michael Busch flies out 8 for the first out here at the bottom of the second. Now here comes the second baseman, Nico Horner. On deck is the catcher, Carson Kelly. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup here with the lefty Tossin Liberatore. He comes one, the first pitch. A changeup down and away, and the count is 1-0. Oh, I know, Jeff. I know you guys like you some live feed, and you'll be getting it soon enough. Now, he winds the 1-0 offering. Strike, Uncle Charlie down Broadway, Scott Reed, and the count is 1-1. Liberatore is looking in. He comes to the full motion, and he deals. Swinging strike on the Uncle Charlie down and in. Swinging over the top of that one was Horner, and the count is 1-2. That's a good question, Uncle Sam. I'll have to check in the half inning. But we all know that's a very relevant question when playing this place. Now, he winds the 1-2. A sinker well up away and out of the zone. The count is even at 2-2. Yes, indeed, Scott Reed. It's a 2-2 count. He motions the 2-2 pitch. Foul tipped on the Uncle Charlie on the outer third. The count remains 3-2. So we are scoreless here in the bottom of the second inning. Nobody on with one out. It's a 2-2 count here to Nico Horner. The 2-2 pitch. A sinker away, ruled a ball. The count is 3-2. He winds now, the 3-2 pitch. Hit to the right side, picked up by Burleson, throwing over to Liberatore, covering, and he just gets Horner going down the line on the throw from Burleson for the second out of the inning. Boy, that was a close play. Honestly, I thought Nico Horner actually beat Liberatore to the bag. With the shift heavily over there towards left, I think he actually did beat him to the bag. Let's find out. Let's see. Yeah, he beat him, but just by, like, the smallest bit. So he's out at first, and that's the second out. I don't think they're going to put it under official review, and they're certainly not. Now, coming one, the first pitch to Kelly. Strike. Sinker away, correction, slider away. The count is 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Nobody on with two outs. Scoreless here at the bottom of the second inning. Now the 0-1. A four-seam fastball upstairs. The count is 1-1. Carson Kelly's hitting .261, 7 home runs, 43 RBIs, and .719 OPS. The place is packed down there at Wrigley today. He winds and deals. Uncle Charlie a bit too high on the outside corner. It's ruled a ball. The count is 2-1. I will say this. Get to it in a moment. Now the pitch. Strike. Slider on the outside corner, and the count is 2-2. At least I think it is 2-2. Yep. Yeah, the score bug for Apple TV is horrendous. Horrendous. He winds the 2-2 offering. A slider down and in, ruled a ball. The count is 3-2. It's just not well designed. It's not well designed. Now, comment one, the 3-2 pitch. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball in the inner third, and the count remains 3-2. So nobody on, 2 out. Bottom of the second inning, no scores. A 3-2 count here to Carson Kelly is a lefty-righty matchup. Liberatore is out on the bump. Inning in 2/3 of work so far. He comes motion, the 3-2. Swinging strike 3. Down Hackett goes for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks. Nobody left on. After 2 full innings of play, we are scoreless going to top of 3. I'm Paul D. And this is Bombers Game Mic. All scoreless going top of 3. All right. Well, that's the story there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Apple TV either, Scott Reed. One is because it's kind of redundant. I mean, the only reason I have it is because of this, right? And one of the things that's undeniable about this particular gig is that I need to be able to access everything. That's ultimately what it comes down to. And I'm very happy to do that, but the quality is so varying sometime between these services. They really are. Cardinals.tv is generally fine, even though I hate their camera work and their directorial work. Fox is pretty solid. Netflix is horrendous. Apple TV is not quite as bad as Netflix, but still pretty bad. Apple, NBC Peacock is acceptable, I guess. There's just a lot. There's so much. It is absolutely criminal. I don't want Major League Baseball, because of this, to become a boutique experience. I don't want it to become a boutique experience. Kokoda, let's go Cardinals. Good to see you, Kokoda. Hope everything's well down in Texas. Alrighty. So we await the top of the third inning. Due up for the Redbirds in top of 3. We have Torres, Fermin, and Prieto, 7, 8, 9 in the Redbird order. They will face Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes so far, 2 innings pitched. Nothing across, no hits, no walks, and a strikeout. He has thrown 21 pitches. Libby has thrown 32. So we wait for everything to resume here. Clay Holmes, of course, was dealt from the Mets to the Cardinals at the deadline. Now the first pitch to Torres. Change-up strike on the outer third. The count is 0-1. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Ryan Torres, 223, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, a 672 OPS. The 0-1 from Holmes. Strike. Uncle Charlie on the outer third. Thigh high, and the count is 0-2. Jeff Coleman with the $1 super. Thank you, Jeff. And I can't wait to tell everybody what you gave me, and then show them when I'm finally back. He comes, set does Holmes, the 0-2. A slider away and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. No, it's very useful and it's really high quality. I love it. I know what my permanent home of my Red Bull will be. The 1-2. A sweeper away and over the righty batter's box, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh yeah. No, Jeff went the extra mile here. I was impressed, and I'm very grateful for it. It's so cool. Like I said, it's going to become a permanent fixture. Common sense Holmes, a 2-2 to Torres. There's a fly ball out into left field. Going back a couple of steps is Happ. He's underneath the can of corn, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Yes, the Uncle Charlie indeed, Scott Reed. I love it too. Yeah, like I said, my Red Bull now has a home when I'm on camera at the studio in St. Louis. Now here's Jose Fermin. It's a righty-righty matchup. The first pitch from Holmes. A slider down and away, ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. Jose Fermin in 240 with 5 home runs, 27 RBIs, a 666 OPS. The 1-0. Foul down the third base side and out of play. And the count is 1-1. I believe that was a sinker. Coming set is Holmes. The 1-1. Strike sweeper on the inner third thigh high, and the count is 1-2 strikes. Oh, it's Thurman. Good to see you, Thurman. You always make my day better. He sets the 1-2. Swinging strike three on the sweeper away. Down Haggard goes Jose Fermin for the second out of the inning. Yeah, that one had very subtle but undeniable vertical break on that. And so he just kind of flailed over the top of it, did Jose Fermin. 30 pitches so far for Clay Holmes. Now, the first pitch to Prieto. A sinker in, ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. Cesar Prieto hitting .036, no home runs, no RBIs, a .071 OPS. The 1-0 from Holmes. Strike, sinker down Broadway. The count is 1-1. Scotty Weatherby, let's go Cards. Good to see you, Scotty. He comes set. Now the 1-1 of Prieto. Hit to the left side, picked up there by Dansby Swanson to his right. He throws to first in time to get Prieto for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, no errors, nobody left on. After 2.5 innings of play, we are scoreless going to the bottom of the third inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Okay. So, this has definitely been an all-pitcher affair so far. Matthew Liberatore. Usually when I either don't call one of his games due to other reasons, of course, or I tune into it, Liberatore does not seem to pitch well. This happened last Saturday when I was on my flight from St. Louis to New York City, and I was just listening on KMOX through MLB Audio. Boy, first pitch of the game against Colorado lineup, deposits it in right field. He was not long for this game, but hopefully he is for this one. Thurman. Is it just me, but is anyone else losing the signal? Well, that's interesting. I don't know. Take here, I'll look on YouTube here. I mean, as far as I know, according to YouTube, the stream is healthy. So I honestly don't know, Thurman. I wish I did. I made some adjustments to the actual audio setup between the, I guess, top and bottom of the second. So it's strange because there's really nothing different at all about the audio side of things here. Obviously, my voice is taking quite a beating, and I'm sure that's not contributing anything that's particularly fun. But that's the story there as far as I know. Due up for the Cubs in the bottom of the third inning is Ian Happ, Taylor, and Dansby Swanson. 7, 8, 9 in the Cubs order. They will face Matthew Liberatore. Happ gets into the box. It's a lefty-righty matchup. He's hitting .216 this year. The first pitch from Liberatore. Swinging strike on the Uncle Charlie downstairs. The count is 0-1. Beautiful day in Chicago. High of 78. My hometown St. Louis. The 0-1. A four-seam fastball upstairs. The count is 1-1. Signal's fine over there. Okay. Fair enough. I'm glad to hear that. Now he comes motion and deals. Strike. Sinker on the outside corner. The count is 1-2. So 1-2 count. Liberatore looks into Herrera, who's setting up inside. The 1-2. Fouled back on the Uncle Charlie away. The count remains 1-2. Now, Chicago, when it is beautiful, it is sublime. Especially when you have those early fall days where it's still warm, but you get the excellent foliage, and then Lake Michigan is glistening. The 1-2 offering. Swinging strike 3. Gets away from Herrera. He picks it up in front of the Cubs dugout. Throws over to first in time to get Ian Happ for the first out of the inning. So a swinging strike 3. It rolled away there after Herrera failed to properly block it. Picked it up around the Cardinals on deck circle, I think. Maybe the Cubs on deck circle. And then basically the dugout that's on the first base side managed to get Ian Happ by a couple of steps. So there's one out, nobody on. Here is the righty Taylor. Here's the pitch. Fouled back of the four-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 0-1. Heather, hey, Paul, I want to share the gospel with you, and it's that Jesus died on the cross for you and he loves you. I've never doubted it, Heather. Now, the 0-1. A sinker away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. Looking in is Liberatore. Here against Taylor, the 1-1. Fouled back on the changeup away, and the count is 1-2. Love that whistle. Almost as much as that like button. Thank you, Jeff. Jason Pacific, amen. Cheers. So 1-2 count here to Taylor. Common winds Liberatore, the 1-2. Fouled back on the sinker away. The count remains 1-2. You haven't been hit by a pitch in a while. No, he hasn't, Thurman. I think it's 14 or 15 games at this point. I keep track of it on the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Liberatore comes one, setting up inside Herrera, the 1-2. A curveball, it's over the lefty batter's box, and the count is even at 2-2. Showing Craig Counsell there at the top step of the dugout. It's a 2-2 count. And they're showing all the pennants flopping in the breeze. Now the 2-2, hit to the left side, picked up by Witt on the ground. He throws to first in time to get Taylor for the second out of the inning. So Taylor grounds out 6-3 for the second out. So nobody on with 2 out, bottom of the third inning. There is no score, first of 3 all-day games on the north side of Chicago. Right off the old Addison Red Line stop. Loving the Navy caps. Now here's the 9-hitter, the shortstop Dansby Swanson. Lefty-righty matchup, the first pitch. A curveball away, ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. He was the human magnet, Thurman. He was. Dansby Swanson, 215, 18 home runs, 66 RBIs. Setting up on the inner third is Herrera, the 1-0. Swinging strike on the slider on the inside corner. Swinging over the top of that one was Dansby Swanson. The count is 1-1. Good to see it back, Jack. Now he deals. Check swing. Did he go around on the curveball downstairs? Yes, he did, according to the home plate umpire. And the count is 1-2 strikes to Dansby Swanson. Nobody on, 2 out, bottom of the third inning. There is no score. Next pitch is going to be, I believe Liberatore's in the 40s at this point. He winds the 1-2 to Swanson. Swinging strike 3, down, heck it goes Dansby Swanson. for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 3 full innings of play, we are scoreless going to the top of the 4th inning. I'm Paul D. And if you're enjoying my Call of Redbird action this afternoon here on Game Mike, and you haven't done so already, but you feel I've earned it, please do leave a like. Helping out this channel more than you can know, that little like button on your screen there. And you have my eternal gratitude. And if you're new here or you've been back multiple times, you're not already subscribed, but you dig it, well, hit subscribe. Great community here on Game Mike. With that said, me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Scoreless going top of 4. Alrighty. Jeff Goldman, like. Thank you, Jeff. Now, due up for the Redbirds in the top of the 4th inning. J.J. Weatherall, Ivan Herrera, and Alec Burleson. 1, 2, and 3 in the Cardinal order. Weatherall is 0 for 1, Herrera is 0 for 1, and Burleson is 0 for 1. Harold Houseman, Bombers Game Mike with Big Paul D is where it's at. Thank you, Harold. Raymond Gasquet, loved the show on my lunch break. Had to bet the Redbirds to watch my BIY show. To watch my boy's show. Okay. Well, hey, it's good to see you, Raymond Gasquet. Glad I can keep you company here on your lunch break. Jack. St. Louis Cardinals run. You can only hope. Nathan Church is due for one, says Big University official. Yeah, I agree. Clay Holmes will be out for his 4th frame of work here against this Cardinal offense. He's back onto the bump. No score here in the top of the 4th inning. First of 3 all-day games. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch of Weatherall. A changeup up and away, and the count is 1-0. J.J. Weatherall 0 for 1, hitting .244, 16 home runs, 45 RBIs. Now the 1-0 offering. Strike. Sinker on the inner third at the knees to Weatherall. The count is 1-1. Can they win 4 series in a row? Oh, they're certainly capable. Now the 1-1 pitch. Hit down the left field line on the sweeper away. And the count is 1-2 to J.J. Weatherall. Now there's Addison and Sheffield. No, that's Waveland. I've actually seen a Cubs game from atop the Waveland Firehouse. The 1-2 pitch. Hit to the left side, picked up by Swanson on the ground. He throws to first just in time to get Weatherall for the first out of the inning. So JJ grounds out 6-3 for the first out. I know I'm early, but I'm really pumped about Burleson. He's been a lot of fun to watch lately. Now here comes Ivan Herrera 0 for 1 with the ground out, hitting .249, 13 home runs, 51 RBIs, a .748 OPS. 37 pitches so far for Clay Holmes. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Nobody on with 1 out, scoreless here in the top of the 4th inning. Come in set. The first pitch from Holmes. Hit to the right side, picked up by Bush, wide up first. Coming in, covering. There is Holmes, who takes the throw, beats Herrera to the bag for the 2nd out of the inning. So, relatively speaking, a couple of quicks out here for Clay Holmes. Now here comes Alec Burleson with nobody on and 2 out. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. On deck is Jordan Alexander Walker. Come in, set is Holmes. The first pitch to Burleson. Strike. Uncle Charlie down Broadway at the knees. The count is 0-1. Alec is hitting 287, 19 home runs, 84 RBIs, and 835 OPS. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled back on the slider down and in. The count is 0-2. Now, I'm really digging the Navy caps and helmets right now. They go really well with the gray. It's good to see him back. Coming set is Holmes, the 0-2. A four-seam fastball away, ruled a ball. The count is 1-2. Infield defense playing back and slightly shaded towards right. Bregman is effectively the only infielder on the left side, equidistant between second and third. Now the 1-2. Hit to the right side and just foul. It ended up hitting the tarp. The count remains 1-2. That was the 42nd pitch this afternoon for Clay Holmes in 3 2/3 innings of work. Oh, I'm not trying to rub it in, Harold, by any means, and certainly not to you. I would never do that. I respect you too much. Come in, set. Now the 1-2 from Holmes. A changeup is on the outside corner, but ruled low. Very close there to Burleson. The count is even at 2-2. A great eye by Alec on that take. Since the deadline, he's hitting .333 with 7 extra base hits and 13 RBIs. The 2-2. Hit to the right side. Picked up there. A nice pickup there by Bush. Tosses to Holmes, cover, and beats Burleson to the bag for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. We are scoreless going to the bottom of the fourth inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All scoreless going bottom of 4. Okay. Ronald Lyle, good to see you, and cheers to the Green Mountain State. Good afternoon, Paul in chat. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. Go Cards! It's always good to see Ronald Lyle, our personal representative in the fine state of Vermont. This is going to be a battle. Yeah, it's really turning out that way, Scotty, no question. No, it's good to see you, Ron. It's always good to see you. Our first, Ron and Harold, you know, these are just 2 examples of our first citizens here on Game Mike. Those who comprise the round table. So we wait the bottom of the fourth inning. Liberatore is going to be going out there for his 4th frame. And then back to the top of the order for the Northsiders. PCA, Suzuki, and Bregman all 0 for 1. Libby so far, 3 innings pitched. No hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He has thrown 47 pitches. 31 of them have been strikes. Checking in from work. Hello, chat. Justin Beasley doing Justin Beasley things. I think I'm the only Redbirds fan in this great state. And how lucky and how unlikely it was that we'd find the one. Good to see you, Ron. Representing the Cardinals in the Great White North. So we wait the bottom of the 4th inning. There is no score. Back to the top of the order. And there's PCA in the on-deck circle. 0 for 1 with the flyout. He's hitting .281, 27 home runs, 73 RBIs, and 918 OPS. Right now, Pete Crow Armstrong is working on an MVP candidacy. There's no other way to put that. It's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup. Comment wind is Liberatore, the first pitch to PCA. Swinging strike on the slider away. The count is 0-1. Now, Hebum's motion, the 0-1. A slider well away, 85 miles an hour. The count is 1-1. Cardinals fans since 67. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the Uncle Charlie downstairs. Swinging over the top of that one was PCA. The count is 1-2. 50th pitch for Liberatore. Crow Armstrong gets back into the box. It's a 1-2 count, nobody on with nobody out. And the 1-2 offering. A slider down and away, blocked very well there, bounced behind the plate, picked up on the chest protector of Ivan Herrera. The count is 2-2. This afternoon, the Cubs are wearing their alternate powder blue with the big Cubs logo on the left side of the chest. Very stylized compared to the standard. The 2-2. A four-seam fastball away, ruled a ball. The count is 3-2. He's back into the box. Liberatore setting up on the extreme third base side of the rubber. Setting up away is Herrera. The 3-2 to PCA. Hit to the left side. Picked up there in the hole by Wynn. He throws over to first and he gets PCA by half a step at first for the first out of the inning. Mason Wynn had to go a couple of feet over to his right. Backhand it. Plant used that cannon going down the line to get PCA for the first out. Pete Crow Armstrong grounds out 6-3. Oh, that was close. That was very close. And an outstanding play by Mason Wynn. It actually came on a couple of hops, too. Had it been a strong, direct throw, he would have beaten PCA probably by 2 steps. Now, here's Suzuki, lefty-righty matchup. The pitch. Uncle Charlie, strike down Broadway. The count is 0-1. Yes, it was, Heather, wasn't it? Now the 0-1 offering. And Uncle Charlie down and in, blocked there by Herrera. The count is 1-1. Partner, I have a audio setup that would blow your mind. The issue is not the equipment. The issue is my very strained voice at the moment. Now the 1-1 pitch. Strike. Change up on the outside corner. The count is 1-2. I'm using the Electro Voice RE20. That's gambling, baby. Look that up. There is no lack of investment here, partner. Now the 1-2 pitch. Hit on right up the middle. Picked up out there in center field by Weatherall. He throws to first, and he gets Suzuki just in time. Oh, what a play there by Weatherall. In their shift to the left side against the righty Suzuki, he managed to get it up on a hop in shallow center field behind second base, turn and throw and get him just in time. Oh, what a play there by Weatherall. So nobody on with 2 out. Coming winds, Liberatore, the first pitch. A changeup bounced out in front of home plate. The count is 1-0. Hey, partner, you're the one who brought up the audio equipment, and I'm telling you it's not the equipment. You look up the Electro Voice RE20, you will not see a lack of investment there, partner. Now, the 1-0 pitch. Chop foul down the third base side and out of play. The count is 1-1. Oh, well, thank you, Ron. It's just one of those things where, you have an issue with my equipment, it ain't the equipment. Look it up for yourself. Now, the 1-1 pitch. A curveball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. Now, looking in is Liberatore. He comes, motion, the 2-1. Just gets a piece of that slider down and in. The count is 2-2. Go Cards. Bro, it's the bottom of the 4th. You don't think that hasn't been covered yet? I have no idea what you're talking about. Go Cards. Now he winds the 2-2 pitch. There's a fly ball out into right field. A couple steps over to his left by Walker. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After four full innings of play, we are scoreless going to the top of the fifth. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Oh yeah, my apology, Go Cards. It's frustrating. The voice thing is frustrating. Now, due up for the Cardinals in the top of the fifth inning, Jordan Walker, Nate Church, and Mason Wynn. 4, 5, and 6 in their order. Well, thank you, Scott Reed. Yeah, this has been a real pitcher's duel, and one that's been going very, very fast. We're just under an hour's time away from, past first pitch. And we're going to the top of the fifth inning. I mean, that's pitcher's duel territory right there. I'm going to look at that a little closer, Heather. I'm going to see if I notice that myself. I'm curious. So we wait the top of the fifth inning. I will say this. It was very interesting having to deal with Wrigley Field on a functional everyday basis during baseball season. Now, granted, they only played 81 games during the regular season, but it definitely got in the way more than once, going to and fro from downtown every day. Just going past Addison. Because they play so many day games and then you just forget because the rest of the baseball doesn't. That was something. So we're awaiting here the top of the fifth. Now we're back. Clay Holmes out for his fifth frame. He'll face Jordan Walker. It's a righty-righty matchup. And the pitch. A changeup down and in. The count is 1-0. Now, he comes set, the 1-0. Foul down the third base side and out of play. And the count is 1-1. They're doing an in-game interview in the dugout with a correspondent and handheld mic with Craig Counsell. I'm not a big fan of these. Now, he comes set. The 1-1 from Clay Holmes. Here's the pitch. Hit to the left side. Picked up by Dansby Swanson at short. He throws to first in time to get Jordan Walker for the first out of the inning. Good question. Let me pull it up. Liberatore has thrown 62 pitches, 40 of them have been strikes. Now here is Nate Church, righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch from Clay Holmes. A sinker up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. He comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Hit to the right side. Picked up there at second by Nico Horner. He throws to first in time to get Church for the second out of the inning. Nate Church grounds out 4-3 for the second out. Now here comes Mason Wynn, the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis. Be a righty-righty matchup. Nobody on with two out here in the top of the fifth inning. There is no score. Next pitch is going to be Clay Holmes' 50th. Kelly sets up away, and the first pitch to Wynn. Fouled back on the sinker in. The count is 0-1. Mason Wynn 0 for 1 with a strikeout, hitting .242, 4 home runs, 49 RBIs, a .641 OPS. Now he comes set. The 0-1. A sweeper strike on the outer third thigh high, and the count is 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch. A sweeper over the lefty batter's box. The count is 1-2. Is Clay Holmes good or something? He's had flashes of brilliance in his career. He's very capable. He comes set and deals. Hit to the left side. Picked up on the ground there at short by Swanson. He throws to first in time to get Mason Wynn. No runs, no hits, no walks. Nobody left on. The Cardinals go down in order. And after 4.5 innings of play, there is no score going to the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Well, this has been a very orderly affair here so far. Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it, Go Cards. It's a very good way of putting it. Consistency has always been something that Clay Holmes has strived for and has yet to accomplish it. Due up for the Cubs in the bottom of the 5th inning is Michael Busch, Nico Horner, and Carson Kelly. 4, 5, and 6 in the Cubs order. Matthew Liberatore so far, 4 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. So we await the bottom of the 5th inning. Liberatore so far has been very effective. And I learned recently, in fact, I believe it was down there in the chat. Apparently Liberatore wears 32 in honor of Sandy Koufax. There's some irony there. But Sandy, that was great. You know, I can't wait till Q-Man gets back because I went and saw the short YouTube video he suggested to me where Sandy Koufax beamed Lou Brock in the back. It was fantastic. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. And now they're doing the in-dugout mid-game interview with the correspondent and handheld mic with Ollie Marmol. Why not? So due up is Busch, Horner, and Kelly. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup against Michael Busch, who's 0 for 1. Come winds Liberatore, the first pitch. Strike, Uncle Charlie on the inner third thigh high, and the count is 0-1. He comes motion, the 0-1 offering. Strike, Uncle Charlie on the inside corner thigh high. The count is 0-2. Now he winds the 0-2 to Busch. A changeup in the dirt block very well there by Herrera, but the count is 1-2. Looking in is Liberatore to Herrera, who sets up on the outside corner, the 1-2. A four-seam fastball upstairs, it's ruled a ball. The count is even at 2-2. Now he winds the pitch. Swinging strike 3 on the Uncle Charlie away for the first out of the inning. So Michael Busch goes down hacking for the first out. Whistle while you work. And a lot of excellent defense by both teams, but especially the middle infield there for the Cardinals. Now here's Nico Horner, lefty-righty matchup, and the first pitch. Strike. Uncle Charlie on the outside corner. Right around the knees. The count is 0-1. Bob Eelman. Yeah, I think the St. Louis Chess Club is fascinating. Now, the 0-1 pitch. A sinker down and in, ruled a ball. The count is 1-1. Sounds like the X-Files? Oh, the whistle. Yeah, kinda. The 1-1 pitch. Hit out there into right field and in for a base hit. So there goes the no-hitter for Matthew Liberatore. A very, very nice piece of hitting out there, no doubt. So there is a runner on first with 1 out. Nico Horner just got a little piece of that changeup down and away, plunked it out in right field. So the Cubs are in business here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's no score. Runner on first with 1 out. Lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch of catcher Kelly. Foul tipped, rolls over to the Cubs on deck circle on the changeup away. The count is 0-1. Now from the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. Curveball bounced out in front of home plate, blocked very well there by Herrera. Staying at first is Horner. It's ruled a ball. The count is 1-1. Now we shall see if Matthew Liberatore can stay locked in from the stretch. He sets at the Birds. Runner leads off first. It's a 1-1 count. The pitch. A changeup down and in, ruled a ball. The count is 2-1. Now, I find it fascinating. I think it was about a decade ago where the St. Louis Chess Club had become really, really prominent. Because I think they actually established the Chess Hall of Fame in St. Louis. Am I remembering that correctly? Runner leads off first. It's a 2-1 count. No score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming set at the Birds is Liberatore, the 2-1. Swinging strike on the slider, down and in. Swinging through that one was Kelly. The count is 2-2. Kelly gets back in the box. Next pitch is going to be Matthew Liberatore's 75th. Setting at the Birds is Liberatore. Runner leads, a 2-2. Called strike 3. Four-seam fastball on the inner third thigh high. For the second out of the inning. Kelly just knew right away that was called strike 3. He gets caught in the observatory, gets the old backwards K, Major League Baseball's version of Cyrillic, for the second out. Now here is Ian Happ. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Runner on first with 2 out, and the pitch actually deflects off the glove towards the mound on the case of Herrera receiving it. It's ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. Ian Happ over 1 with a strikeout in 216, 20 home runs, 51 RBIs. Chess and Bowling Hall of Fame in St. Louis. That's funny, that came up. I thought the Bowling Hall of Fame got moved down to Arlington, Texas. Oh, that's another one good. That's another good one, Bob Eelman. Now the 1-0. Throw it over to first, knowing nowhere is Nico Horner. Count remains 1-0. May very interesting. No, it's not that either. Now the 1-0 pitch. A slider upstairs ruled a ball. The count is 2-0. Well, that was the amazing thing, Go-Cards, about that. Is that prior to that time, if I remember the story correctly, New York City was, the internet, or at least the U.S. center of chess. But now it is St. Louis. Now the 2-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the slider, down and in. Swinging over the top of that one was Happ. The count is 2-1. Yeah, that slider today has been getting a lot of swings and misses, especially down and into the righties. And Liberatore steps off the rubber. Runner on first, 2 out, bottom of the 5th inning. There is no score. Ian Happ at the plate. It's a 2-1 count and a lefty-righty matchup. Setting up inside is Herrera, the 2-1. And now here goes Order down towards second, and he steals second easily. The pitch is ruled a ball. And it's a 3-1 count. He got a huge jump. On top of that, it was a curveball. And on top of that, Ivan Herrera, a very nice receiver, but basically has no chance, even in the best of circumstances, throwing out runners at second with his arm. It's a 3-1 count. Liberatore sets at the Birds. And the 3-1 Happ. Hit out there on the right side and well into the stands, and the count is full, 3-2. So with a full count and 2 out, Nico Horner down there at second will be going. Oh, how about that, Scott Reed? Yeah, I just remember it coming up in the chat like maybe 2 weeks ago. I learn a lot. You guys teach me a lot. Now, Liberatore sets at the Birds, a 3-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner thigh high for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, 1 left on. After 5 full innings of play, it is scoreless going to the top of the 6th inning. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike this afternoon, and you feel I've earned it and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. Helping this growing channel continue to grow, and you have my eternal gratitude. And if you're not already subscribed, it's your first time here, or you just keep coming back and you haven't hit subscribe yet, well, what are you waiting for? Hit subscribe. We'd love to have you. With that said, me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Scoreless going top of 6. So, Jeff Coleman with the $1 super. Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate it. Harold, I may be mistaken, but I seem to remember Webster University having a lot of chess champs from it. That I would know. I would not know, Harold. Chess is a fantastic game. I always enjoyed it, growing up and whatnot. Well, ZZ Captain Mastiff Top, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. So due up for the Redbirds in the top of the 6th inning, Brian Toyers, Jose Fermin, and Cesar Prieto, 7, 8, 9 in the order. Yeah, I know exactly the sentiment you are expressing, Harold. I know exactly the sentiment. So, for Clay Holmes this afternoon, 5 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He's back on out there. Here's Brian Torres, righty-lefty matchup, the pitch. A sinker strike on the inner 3rd thigh high, and the count is 0-1. Coming set at the chest. The 0-1 offering. A changeup away. It's ruled a ball, and it's challenged by Carson Kelly. So ABS challenge incoming. Originally ruled a ball. It's going to be very close. Let's see what the ABS has to say. And indeed, it is a strike. The call is overturned, and the count is 0-2. Just nicked a piece of that outside corner. Both teams have both of their challenges. 55 pitches here for Clay Holmes. Setting up away is Kelly. He deals. A changeup downstairs ruled a ball. The count is 1-2. That's a good point, Dennis. That's a good point. Torres is over one with the flyout. Coming set is Holmes. Now the 1-2. A sinker upstairs and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. I would say this, Captain Mastiff. There are a few pieces they still need to incorporate, I think is the fair way to put it. Now the 2-2 offering. Swinging strike 3 on the sinker away. Down hacking goes Brian Torres for the first out of the inning. Because even though the rotation overall has been very, very good, especially in the last 6 weeks, they still don't have that clear number one at the top of the rotation. That guy you send out there for Game 7, and there's a chance he could dominate. Now here's Jose Fermin, righty-righty matchup, the first pitch. Strike, slider on the inner third below the belt. The count is 0-1. He comes, set does Holmes, the 0-1. A sinker down and away, almost in the dirt. The count's 1-1. 60 pitches here for Clay Holmes. Nobody on with 1 out. All scoreless here, top of 6 in game 1 of 3. The 1-1 pitch. A sweeper down and away. It is low, and the count is 2-1. Well, thank you, Billy. Glad you dig it. Now he sets the 2-1. Hit out there into right field. Coming in is Suzuki, and it falls in for the first hit off the bat of Jose Fermin. And that will be the end of the no-hitter. Correction, Taylor is out and right. That looked like a slider or maybe a sweeper on the outer third low, and Fermin just served it into right. So a runner on first with 1 out, no score, top of the 6th inning. Leading off first, here's the pitch. A sinker downstairs to Prieto, righty-lefty matchup. The count is 1-0. Fermin leads off first, the 1-0 pitch. A sinker away, ruled a ball. The count is 2-0. Fermin takes a generous lead off first. Here's the pitch. Strike. Sinker on the outside corner, thigh high, and the count is 2-1 to Prieto. On deck is J.J. Weatherall. After him is Herrera. Pitch count. Holmes is getting close here. Let's see. He comes set. And time is called. And the home plate umpire was pointing towards something, though it's not entirely clear what. 65 pitches here for Holmes. He's back on the bump. He comes set. Runner leads off first. The 2-1. Hit to the right side. Picked up by Nico Horner. He throws to second one, and that is all he's going to get. So Prieto reaches on the fielder's choice, with the force at second erasing Fermin. A Texas leaguer. I don't know if it was quite, I think it was hit a little too far to be a Texas leaguer, Bobby Illman. I feel like that is a term that has long fallen out of baseball vogue, and it really shouldn't be. So here is J.J. Weatherall, runner on first. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. A sinker low. The count is 1-0. That's a good question, Heather. That's a good question. Comment set. Now the 1-0 offering. A sweeper away, ruled a ball. The count is 2-0. He's right down there. I'm sure there's a 0-0-0 out there. With a new call-up or something like that. Holmes sets at the chest. Throws over to first. Back in time is Prieto with the head first slide. Count is 2-0. Love it, Ron. Love it. Runner leads off first. Coming set is Holmes. The 2-0 offering. A sinker down and in, ruled a ball. The count is 3-0. Back into the box is Wetherill. Coming set is Holmes. The 3-0. Strike. Sinker down Broadway. The count is 3-1. No, they're pitching him very carefully out there. That much is certain. Runner leads off first in the person of Prieto. The 3-1 count. Setting up outside is Kelly. Coming set is Holmes. Here's a pitch. Hit on up the middle. Picked up there by Nico Horner. He throws to first in time. Correction, Dansby Swanson for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no walks, a fielder's choice, and nobody left on. After 5.5 innings of play, it is scoreless going to the bottom of the 6th inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. So, due up for the Cubs in the bottom of the 6th inning, Taylor, Swanson, and Pete Crow Armstrong. 8, 9, and 1 in their order. So we await the bottom of the 6th inning. Yep, that's the reason he just got the heave-ho, Harold. He comes in here, knows nothing about the channel, makes ridiculous recommendations about things he knows less than nothing about, and he's a jerk. I think we can all go without that for a while, once in our life. Oh, don't worry, Heather. He will be ignored. Oh, thank you, Heather. And it's been so nice having you join our regulars here. It's also really cool that you're also watching the game as you're listening to this, because I'll look down there and you'll give your thoughts on something, and they're very good. It'll make me think twice about things. Like, oh yeah, I didn't see that, but I think she's right. It's all scoreless here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch to Taylor. A changeup on the outer third, called a strike. The count is 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. A changeup down and in, ruled a ball. The count is 1-1. Oh, you're welcome, Scotty. He comes motion. The 1-1 pitch. A sinker. It is low on the outer third, and it is ruled a ball. The count is 2-1. Oh, no problem at all, Heather. Like I said, as far as the community here goes, it is a community, and an amazing one. The 2-1 pitch. Chop foul down the third base side. Picked up by Prieto in foul territory, and the count is 2-2. I agree, Uncle Sam, I agree. I don't know what you're apologizing for, Scotty, but you've done no wrong by me. The 2-2 pitch. A slider down and in the dirt. The count is full, 3-2. Yeah, he's still out there, DJ Nick Fly. It's a full count. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the sixth, no score. Here comes one. The pitch. Ball 4 on the four-seam fastball in. So a lead-off walk here in the bottom of the sixth. Something Liberatore has not done a great deal of. So the right fielder, Taylor, will take first. Oh, that's a really cool setup there, Luke Sears. Lefty-righty matchup from the Birds is Liberatore. The pitch. Strike. Slider on the inside, quarter below the belt. The count is 0-1 to Dansby Swanson, who's 0-1 with a strikeout. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Oh, well, thank you, Jimmy Otero. Throwing over to first, back just in time is Taylor. So we wait a little longer, the 0-1 offering. No, the thing that irritated me about that is, one, the issue with the audio today is everything to do with my pipes. It has nothing to do with the equipment. And somebody who just comes in and pretends they know everything and becomes a jerk, I just don't have toleration for it. Here's the pitch. A slider down and in. The count is 1-1. Next pitch is going to be Matthew Liberatore's 90th. Runner leads off first. It's a 1-1 count. He sets at the Birds. The 1-1 to Swanson. There goes the runner. Here's the throw, and he is into second. Safe is Taylor. The throw was wide and low. The pitch was ruled a ball, and the count is 2-1. So, Swanson gets back into the box. It's a 2-1 count. Setting at the Birds is Liberatore. Runner leads out second, foul on the stolen base. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike, swinging right through that Uncle Charlie down Broadway, and the count is 2-2. Libby looks into Herrera. And he steps off the rubber. Justin Beasley, I swear every time I'm out of the chat, some kind of BS shenanigans happen. And that's what it is. He comes, set at the Birds, the 2-2. Hit out there into center field, charging in his church. It falls in, he plays it out of hop. Staying right there at third is Taylor. So a single there into center field by Dansby Swanson. The Cubs have runners at the corners with nobody out. And now back to the top of the order with Pete Crow Armstrong. And it was a flat slider on the inner third, like right below the belt. Check, check. Coming set is Liberatore. Lefty-lefty matchup, the first pitch to PCA. He shows bunt, pulls back, and the slider is actually over his head. It is a ball. The count is 1-0. 1-0. Yeah, oh boy. That missed the top of his head by like an inch. I mean, it was on a breaking ball. Pete Crow Armstrong's 0 for 2. Coming set is Liberatore. It's a 1-0 count. Runners lead off the corners. The pitch. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play on the slider in. The count is 1-1. He's hitting .280 this year. 32 home runs. Like I said, he's working on an MVP candidacy. Yeah, because I figured out what just happened, Harold. I'll explain a little later on. Now, the 1-1. Popped up into foul territory. Coming over is Prieto in front of the Cardinals dugout. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So, a foul out with runners on first and third and nobody out by Pete Crow Armstrong for the first out. Yeah, I know what happened, though I don't know how it ever developed. And it looks like Ollie Marmol's taking that long walk out to the mound. And it looks like he's going to the pen. So we have ourselves a pitching change. Whoever's coming in, they are going to face Seiya Suzuki. So I'll explain what happened. Inside of OBS, usually I just have one master track. That's what you hear. That's the entirety of the sum of the broadcast mix in terms of audio. For whatever reason, 2 master sources were going out to you, wherever you may be, and thank you for watching, at the same time. So it sounds like I'm more Mr. Roboto than Paul D. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, wow, how did that happen? And then I muted the other one that was never supposed to be there. And that's your story. All right, let's see who they're going to bring in here. They're going to George Soriano, 27-year-old right-hander in 54 games, a 6-3 record, a 3.59 ERA, 52 2/3 innings pitched, 53 strikeouts in that span, and a whip of 1.22. Yeah, those were fun, Scotty. Those were fun. I mean, I suppose they could still do it, but, you know, National League ball is not National League ball anymore. So George Soriano will come in to face Seiya Suzuki with runners out the quarters and 1 out. Both of the runners currently on are the responsibility of Matthew Liberatore. Indeed, Scotty, indeed. Righty-righty matchup, thrown over to first. Swanson is back easily. Gave you the numbers on Soriano just a moment ago. He comes set at the belt. The first pitch. Strike. Slider down Broadway. The count is 0-1. Seiya Suzuki 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. Runners lead off first and second. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. A pitch out. Throwing down is Herrera. He is safe at second. The pitch is ruled a ball. And now there are runners on second and third with 1 out. That is the hole in Herrera's game. Right there. And the Cubs are trying to exploit it at every given opportunity. It's just not what he does well. Coming set is Soriano, the 1-1. A sweeper well inside, and the count is 2-1. Yes, he did, Scott Reed. I'm glad you like the Uncle Charlie thing so much. Soriano sets at the belt. The 2-1. Hit out there into left field. Going back. Looking up, and it is gone. A 3-run home run by Seiya Suzuki, and those will be the first offense of this game, and the Cubs have a 3-0 lead. He got all of that. Out into left field, maybe 10 rows deep, and the Cubs have a 3-0 lead. Well, George Soriano not exactly sterling in this outing. Seiya Suzuki just got everything on that pitch. Now, here's the pitch to Bregman. Strike, sweeper on the inside corner. The count is 0-1. It's a righty-righty matchup. Here comes set. Now the 0-1. Strike, sinker on the outer third. About knee high. The count's 0-2. Coming set Soriano. The 0-2 to Bregman. A slider down and away. The count is 1-2. Cardinals bullpen has been at best very inconsistent. Now the 1-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 2-2. Theta from Decatur. Now the 2-2 pitch. Fouled down the first base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball away. A few more rule changes, and we won't need managers. Just turn the lineup to AI. I'll have my robot watch policy. Thank you, Theta from Decatur. Soriano sets. Soriano deals. Check swing on the slider down the way. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the first baseline. And the count is 3-2. Oh, well, thank you, Justin. Soriano comes set at the belt. He deals to Bregman. A check swing on the sweeper away. He held, so a one-out walk here from George Soriano. Bregman will take first. The other thing that was complicating it was that I hear the mix inside of Logic where it's all happening. And most of the time, it's exactly what you hear. But since I don't monitor inside of OBS, because it would do the same thing to me, but in my cans, you guys wouldn't hear it. It would not be an issue otherwise. Hit to the left side, picked up out there by Brian Torres. So a single to left off the bat of Michael Bush. And now there are runners on first and second with one out. Oh, let's see here. Oh, that thing just stayed fair down the left field line. George Soriano not exactly distinguishing himself here this afternoon. Runners on first and second, bottom of the sixth inning. 3 already in, it's a 3-0 Cubs lead. Now the first pitch to Nico Horner. Strike, slider on the outer third at the knees. The count is 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. He's 1 for 2, a single and a stolen bases, Nico Horner. And time is granted by the home plate umpire at the best of Nico Horner. George Soriano is about halfway through his wind. Did not deliver the pitch. The lefty Ryan Rollison getting hot down there in the Cubs' pen. Come and set Soriano. Here's the pitch. A four-seam fastball away. The count is 1-1. He sets the 1-1 pitch. Foul down the first base side and out of play. So runners on first and second with one out. Bottom of the sixth inning, 3 already in. 3-0 Cubs here in the first of 3. It's a 1-2 count. Soriano looks in. Here's the pitch. Hit out there into right field. Going over is Jordan Walker, and it goes foul. About 3 or 4 feet foul. And then pops into the stands. The count remains 1-2. A double steal, that would be very aggressive. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. You know, given what we're dealing with here, you might have a slightly better shot down throwing the runner at third. Soriano sets at the belt. The 1-2. Hit to the right side. Picked up there by Weather. He shoves two base and win one. On to first. A double play. To end the inning. However, the Cubs, they push 3 across, and they have themselves a 3-0 lead going to the top of the 7th inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Damage done indeed, Scott Reed. Yep, finally incorporated the gongs. That was actually kind of fun. Due up in the top of the 7th inning is Herrera, Burleson, and Walker, 2, 3, and 4 in the Cardinal order. It took a while. I kept putting it off. I kept forgetting. And then yesterday, I had a conference call with Justin Beasley. I was like, you know what? I have the time here. Let's make this happen. And wham, boom, there's your gongs on the double play. Cardinals bullpen is the only bullpen in baseball who give up runs when they get up in the middle of the night to pee. I don't know if they're the only ones, Harold. But, like I said, if I'm being diplomatic about it, you know, Cardinal bullpen has been at best inconsistent. I'm glad you dig it, Dave Elliott. Scott Reed, double play gong, classic. It has been in the works, and then yesterday I just bared down and took care of it. It's a nice addition. I try not to have too many sound effects because I don't want it to become cheesy or Bush League, if you will. But for the right situations, in the right scenarios, you know, concentrating that creativity. And in fact, Clay Holmes is out there for the top of the 7th inning. Lefty Rollison had been getting hot down there in the bottom of the 6th for Craig Counsell and the Cubs. Righty-righty matchup here to Herrera, the first pitch. Strike. Slider down Broadway below the belt. Counts 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. Hit on up the middle, picked up there. Just to the right of second is Nico Horner. Throws to first in time to get Ivan Herrera. So Ivan Herrera grounds out 4-3 for the first out. Glad you dig it, Harold. Big University official. Never watched the Braves Country Radio play-by-play. They do a nice job. You know, very successful. Here's Alec Burleson, righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch to Alec. Hit on up the middle and stabbed on a line there by Dansby Swanson just to the left of second for the second out of the inning. That thing was hit exceptionally well. Nico Horner had to barely move a muscle and certainly nothing with his feet. Now here's Jordan Walker, righty-righty matchup, the first pitch. A slider down and away, ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. 75 pitches for Holmes. Jordan Walker 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. He sets at the chest, the 1-0. A slider down and away, and the count is 2-0. They're definitely trying to exploit the weakness that Jordan Walker has been demonstrating with those breaking balls down and away. He sets. Holmes deals. Strike, slider, a sinker on the outside corner. The count is 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. A sinker down and away and out of the zone. The count is 3-1. Holmes sets. Holmes deals. Strike. Sinker on the inner third, thigh high. The count is 3-2. Holmes comes set. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the best of Jordan Walker. Everybody take a drink. Walker's back into the box. Next pitch is Holmes' 80th. He comes set at the chest. The 3-2 pitch. A sweeper well away, so a 2-out walk there by Jordan Walker. And the Cardinals have a runner on first with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. We have a chance. I mean, yeah. You know, this is a place, I don't know if the wind is blowing out or in at Wrigley Field. I don't really have the ability to check that in real time. Now here comes Craig Counsell. That's the end of the day there for Clay Holmes. Boy, was he good. The runner on first is still his responsibility. I think they're going to be going to the left-hander Rollison, which would make a lot of sense. So we have ourselves a pitching change. Let me give you the numbers here on Rollison. 29-year-old left-hander. In 42 games this year for the Cubs, a 7-1 record, a 2.28 ERA, and 47 and a third innings pitched, 47 strikeouts, and a whip of 1.20. So lefty Rollison will come in to face the lefty Nate Church. On deck is Mason Wynn. Then you have Brian Torres after that, Fermin, then the lefty Prieto. So Ollie Marmol definitely split up his lefties today. So we await the action to resume in the top of the 7th inning. Good to go, Zach. Not quite there yet. I don't even know who's singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game today at Wrigley. They might show it. Roger Bassman. Hey, Rocky. I always liked Rocky and Bullwinkle as a cartoon. Very funny. Very sharp writing. It was one of those cartoons where if you were an adult, you could also appreciate it as your kids were watching it, or rather forcing you to watch it. Brian Rollison gave you his numbers just a moment ago. He'll face the lefty Church. Runner leads off first with 2 out. The first pitch to Church. Fouled down the third base side and out of play on the slider up and in. The count is 0-1. Blowing in from center / right field. That's not good. When it's blowing in, balls have a lot of trouble going out in most of the park. We have seen a home run, of course. Now the 0-1. A slider downstairs and away. The count is 1-1. Boris and Natasha. He comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Foul back on the four-seam fastball up and in from Rollison. The count is 1-2. Runner on first with 2 out. 3-0 Cubs here in the top of the 7th inning. So 1-2 count here to Nate Church. Coming sets Rollison. Runner leads the 1-2. Hit down the left field line and foul. That was on a four-seam fastball. Back on the bump is Rollison. I believe they had to change up the baseballs. Comment sets Rollison, the 1-2 to Church. A slider downstairs ruled a ball 85 miles an hour from Rollison. The count is even at 2-2. Comment set is Rollison. He deals. Hit foul down the third base side. And the count remains 2-2. Rollison is looking into Carson Kelly, who sets up away. Runner leads off first. It's a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch of Church. Foul back on the four-seam fastball inside. The count remains 2-2. Whenever there is going to be a vacancy in the managerial role here in St. Louis, I think Yadi is one who will get a very serious look, if indeed that's what he wants. That much is certain. Setting up away is Kelly. Common sets Rollison, the 2-2 to Church. Foul back on the four-seam fastball up and in. 96 miles an hour from Rollison. The count is 2-2. Common set. The 2-2 pitch. Hit to the left side and foul on the four-seam fastball. This has been a very, very long at-bat. And Mr. T is in the audience. Apparently, he is the one who threw out the first pitch today, which I have to imagine means he's the one who's going to be singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in the 7th inning stretch. Mr. T, how about that? Love Mr. T. Rollison sets the 2-2 pitch. Spoiled on the slider away. It goes into the stands. This pitch has been a 10-pitch at-bat to Nate Church. Pity the fool indeed. Walker leads off first with 2 out, 3-0 Cubs. It's a 2-2 count. Rollison comes set. He deals. And there's a fly ball out into left field. Underneath it is Happ. He makes the catch for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, 1 left on. After 6.5 innings of play, it is 7th inning stretch time. Mr. T is going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Really something. Yeah, it was a good battle. It was a good battle. Nate Church is, I believe he is a rookie. And, you know, and a very impressive one at that. The Cardinals have gotten such amazing contributions from rookies this year. It really is impressive. Okay. Well, he did get a cup of coffee last year, so he still technically qualifies as a rookie. Yeah, he got called up last year on August 17th. So, let's put it this way. The Cardinals are thinking the same thing when it comes to one Joshua Baez. True statement, Pig University. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I mean, you always want these guys to come up and do well. And, you know, this particular Cardinal team is just incredibly likable. Due up for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th inning is Carson Kelly, Ian Happ, and Taylor. So 6, 7, and 8 in the Chicago order. Now, the Cardinals have been very, very persistent of late. So you can never count them out of it. But so far, Cubs pitching has been outstanding today here on this Friday afternoon. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-0 Cubs. The difference in this game A 3-run home run by Seiya Suzuki. We're back for the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's see where the Cardinals have gone. There's the pitch. A sinker away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. They've gone to Peter Strzelecki. 4 games. He's 0-1 with a 5.40 and 6 2/3 innings pitch. It's a righty-righty matchup. The pitch. A sinker down and away. Ruled a ball. The count is 2-2. Yeah. Strzelecki has not been great. Carson Kelly's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. The 2-0. Hit on up the middle on a big old hop in front of the plate. Picked up there by Strzelecki. He throws to first, and it's not in time. So Carson Kelly gets himself a leadoff infield single. And the Cubs have a runner on first, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it's a 3-0 Cubs lead. Well, the one thing is for sure, Harold, is that this team has a fantastic young core. Fantastic young core. So the runner leads off first. Here is Happ. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch. A sinker away. Ruled the ball. The count is 1-0. Yeah. Those are the breaks, Ron, no doubt. Now the 1-0 pitch. Strike. Sinker just whispers over the black of the outside corner thigh high. The count is 1-1. They're showing the replay there. Because the throw was a little high, Burleson had to come off the bag slightly, and Carson Kelly got across before he could get back down. The 1-1. A slider up and away. The count is 2-1. No, the Cubs pitching this afternoon has really been good, Newcomb. Got to give credit where it's due in this case. The 2-1. A sinker away, ruled a ball. The count is 3-1. Runner leads off first with nobody out. It's a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Hit to the right side, picked up by Burleson. It falls out of his glove. He was originally going to go down towards second to try and initiate the double play, but he didn't have enough time. He went over to first, took it to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. Four likes away from 100. There we go. Pop that thumb. Listen to Harold. He knows the way. Now, the first pitch. A sweeper strike on the inside corner. The count is 0-1 to the right fielder, Taylor. It's a righty-righty matchup. Runner on second with one out. 3-0 Cubs, bottom of the 7th inning. Now, the 0-1. A sinker in, ruled a ball. The count is 1-1. Strzelecki's looking in. He sets at the Birds. Runners leads off second. Set it up inside is Herrera. The 1-1. And there's a fly ball out into medium left center field. Coming underneath it is Fermin. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Now here comes Dansby Swanson, the shortstop, the 9-hitter, who is 1 for 2 with a run scored and a strikeout. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Runner on second with 2 out, bottom of the 7th inning, 3-0 Cubs. The pitch. A sweeper strike on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Strzelecki sets at the Birds. He deals. A slider away, just misses the outside corner. It's ruled a ball. The count is 1-1. Dansby Swanson, 1 for 2. Runner leads off second. Coming set at the Birds is Strzelecki, setting up inside Herrera. The 1-1 offering. There's a fly ball out to left field. Right at the track is Fermin. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, and one left on. We go to the top of the eighth inning. It is a 3-0 Cubs lead here in the first of three. I'm Paul D. And if you're enjoying my Call of Redbird action here this afternoon on Game Mike, you haven't done so already, but you feel I've earned it, please do leave a like. I am deeply appreciative, and it's doing a lot to get these streams out to Cardinals fans who are having a lot of trouble following this team every day. And the algorithm pushes it out when you hit that little like button there on your screen. And if you dig what you're hearing and most of the time seeing, hit subscribe. Great community here on Game Mike. With that said, me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. 3-0 Cubs going top of 8. Jeff Coleman with the $1 super. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much. Yeah, Jeff is the man. He sent me a wonderful package. This really, really high quality, very nice Panera metal travel coffee mug. And this really nice, kind of like fluorescent but still transparent green sippy cup where you screw the top on it. I'm going to be using that from now on when I get back in the studio back in St. Louis in a few days. And it's going to be the permanent home of my Red Bull here on Bombers Game Mike. Frederickstown, Missouri. Michael Bassan. Hope Cardinals get a win from everyone in Frederickstown. Beautiful stuff. Due up for the Cardinals in the top of the eighth inning is Wynn, Torres, and Fermin. 6, 7, 8 in the Cardinal order. Zeverjan is in the game here for Craig Counsell. 28-year-old right-hander, 49 games, a 4-3 record, a 3.93 ERA, and 55 innings pitched exactly. 79 strikeouts, so 24 more strikeouts than innings pitched, and a whip of 1.24. Righty-righty matchup, the first pitch to win. Strike, sweeper on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Oh, well, thank you, Jeff. It was so kind. My wife sent me a picture of him like, that is Jeff Coleman there. That is Jeff Coleman. Mason Wynn is 0 for 2. They had to wait for a low-flying private jet over Wrigley Field because of the noise. Interesting. Now the 0-1 pitch. A four-seam fastball up and in. 98 miles an hour from Zeverjan. The count is 1-1. This heat, I'll drink to anything. Yeah. Coming set is Zeverjan. The 1-1. Foul back on the four-seam fastball inside. The count is 1-2. In a few days, I'll be back, greeted with some of the most intense heat and humidity. Now, the 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3 on the cheddar. Can't catch up with it is Mason Wynn. He goes down hacking for the first out of the inning. Yeah. I think that's what it was. It was either a private jet or a military jet. I couldn't tell. By the time they showed it, it was too far out for me to be able to identify. Now, here's Brian Torres, the first pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, outside corner, thigh high. The count is 0-1. Brian Torres is 0 for 2. A flyout and a strikeout. Now, the 0-1. A sweeper away, ruled the ball 84 miles an hour out of the right hand of Zefirjan. The count is 1-1. No, that looks like a military jet. That might be an F-16. I can't tell. Here's the pitch. Foul back on the four-seam fastball, up and away, and the count is 1-2. Because they're showing it in profile, so I can't tell how many tails they have going vertically. It could be an F-15, but I can't tell. Now, the 1-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball up and away, 99 miles an hour, and the count is 2-2. Scorching 75 here in Vermont. A beautiful state, Ron. Really is. He sets the 2-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball well away, and the count is full 3-2. Now the 3-2 pitch, hit to the right side and into right field for a base hit. So a one-out single to right by Brian Torres, and the Cardinals have a runner on first with one out here in the top of the eighth inning. It is a 3-0 Cubs lead. Now here's Jose Fermin. Righty-righty matchup. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Coming set is Zefirjan, the first pitch. Strike. Slider down Broadway. The count is 0-1. Very good, Ron. Zefirjan sets and deals. Strike. Sweeper on the inner third below the belt. Jose Fermin less than enamored, but not sure enough to challenge it. So there's a runner on first with one out following that one-out single to right by Brian Torres, and an 0-2 count. He sets the 0-2 pitch. And it's a sweeper away, picked up on a backhand hop there by Carson Kelly, and the count is 1-2. He comes set and deals. Fouled down the first base side and out of play. Still 1-2. Fermin has had a very interesting year for the Cardinals, to say the least. Now the 1-2 pitch. Foul back on the four-seam fastball down Broadway, 99 miles an hour. Count remains 1-2. I mean, he's played everywhere but pitcher and catcher. And you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if he could play catcher. Now, Zefirjan sets, and time is called by the home plate umpire. Not entirely certain why. Maybe the noise issue again. I can't be sure. They keep focusing in there on PCA out in center field. And time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jose Fermin. Yeah, that looks like an F-16. I don't know if there's an air show in the area. So Fermin's back in the box. Zefirjan's back on the bump. He sits to the extreme third base side of the rubber. Runner on first with one out. He sets and deals. Fouled down the first base side and out of play on the sweeper away. So whether it's Jose Fermin or Brian Torres before him, they are definitely doing their part to try to work Zefirjan. Here's a pitch. A sweeper well away and actually over the lefty batter's box, and the count comes even at 2-2. He gets back into the box. It's a 2-2 count. Come in, set Zefirjan. He deals. A four-seam fastball away, well out of the zone, and the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now, the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 on the sweeper away, so Jose Fermin works a 1-out walk, and the Cardinals have runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. And we got ourselves a mound visit, the pitching coach for the Cubs, going out there to have a little chat with Zeverjan. Next pitch for him will be his 20th. According to Google, Chicago Air and Water Show, okay, whatever that is practicing today. Okay, well, that would make a lot of sense. A lot of sense. The righty Jacob Webb getting hot down there in the Cubs bullpen. And Cesar Prieto, the left-hander, is due up. And they break up the powwow out on the mound. Yeah, they desperately they need base runners. You have Weatherall on deck. Cesar Prieto the other day got his first major league hit. He's 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice in the 6th. Runners on first and second, the first pitch. Strike, sweeper on the inner third at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Jefferson sets the 0-1. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 0-2. Prieto gets back into the box. It's an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. A four-seam fastball well up away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Now the 1-2 pitch. Hit out there into center field. A couple steps over to his right is PCA. Camped under it. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Prieto flies out 8 for the second out. And now we have J.J. Weatherall. At least at present, it'll be a righty-lefty matchup. We'll see if Craig Counsell goes to the pen. No go cards. Prieto's 0 for 3 today. As is J.J. Weatherall here. Righty-lefty matchup. Runners on first and second with 2 out. The pitch. A sweeper up and away, and the count is 1-0. Runners lead. Now the 1-0 pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, outer third below the belt. The count is 1-1. Now he deals. Strike, sweeper on the outer third at the knees. The count is 1-2 to J.J. Weatherall. Everybody's on their feet out at Wrigley. Weatherall gets back into the saddle. All on their feet. Next pitch is Zeverjan's 27th. Here's a pitch. Check swing on the four-seam fastball upstairs. Did he go around? Yes, says Blue down the third baseline for the third and final out of the inning. So no runs and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is a 3-0 Cubs lead. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. 3-0 Cubs going bottom of 8. Due up for the Cubs in the bottom of the 8th inning, Pete Crow Armstrong, Seiya Suzuki, and Alex Bregman. So right now, the Cardinals have pushed. They have not been able to really put anything together here. Drill initials are JD, but Granny called him JJ and it's stuck. Yeah. It worked for him. Meemaw knew best. Meemaw knew best. So I'd like to thank you all so much for spending part of your Friday afternoon here with me on Game Mike. It has been an odd affair. There's not been much offense save for that 3-run home run to left by Seiya Suzuki. That's the difference in this game. But the Cardinals, they are persistent. Will they pull through? I do not know. We shall see. Oh, interesting go-karts. All right. Well, most people go-karts would not think that the name that he has that he uses professionally and they show up every time was not his actual, first two initials. But it's a cool little quirk. I like it. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the 8th inning. PCA, Suzuki, and Bregman, 1, 2, 3 in the Cubs order. They have a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning in the first of 3. Now the first pitch from Strzelecki. A four-seam fastball inside, ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. He winds the 1-0 pitch. Just got a piece of that sweeper in. Rolls over to the Cubs dugout. The count is 1-1. Pete Crow Armstrong, he's 0 for 3 this afternoon. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th, 3-0 Cubs. Come in one, the 1-1. Hit down the left field line and well into the stands, and the count is 1-2. One thing I will say about Wrigley Field, especially if you're sitting at field level, boy, you feel like you're almost part of the game. There's just no foul territory at all down the lines deep. Now the 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball out to left field. Calling for it is Fermin in front of the track and left. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. PCA was not pleased with himself. He felt he just got underneath it, and quite frankly, I do believe he has a point. Yeah, very up close and personal. It's a cool experience. Like I said, I've said many times here on the stream. I've been to both antique ballparks a number of times. The first pitch is Suzuki. A sweeper away, ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. It's a righty-righty matchup. Suzuki's 1 for 3 with that 3-run home run. That's the difference in this game. Nobody on with 1 out. The 1-0 pitch. Strike. Sinker down Broadway. The count's 1-1. I've been to both antique ballparks several times. I've been to Wrigley a lot. I like Wrigley better. The 1-1. Hit down into right field and in for a base hit. Picking up out there towards the corner is Jordan Walker, who throws it into second. Sliding with a 1-out double is Seiya Suzuki. And the Cubs have a runner on second with 1 out, following the double to right by Seiya Suzuki. The thing that's interesting about that go-karts is and once again, others in the stream know this, I find Fenway to be a lot more claustrophobic. It's a lot more closed in. Open air, of course, but closed in. Now, the first pitch. A sinker strike on the inner third below the belt to Alex Bregman, and the count is 0-1. Bregman is 0 for 2 this afternoon. 3-0 Cubs here in the bottom of the 8th. Come and set Strzelecki. He deals. Strike, sweeper on the outside corner below the belt. The count is 0-2. Yeah, that first called strike was admittedly high. Bregman was not going to play around with it. Now, the 0-2 pitch. Fouled back on the sinker upstairs. The count is 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch. A sweeper down and away, ruled a ball to Bregman. The count is 1-2. I actually do like the tee. It's one of the parts of Boston that I actually have always enjoyed. Now driving in Boston, no sir. Suzuki leads off second. It's a 1-2 count. Strikeout comes set at the Birds. The 1-2 pitch. Foul back in the four-seam fastball up and away, and the count remains 1-2. And boy, have I rode the L for more hours in my life than I care to contemplate, especially the red line. He sets. Now the 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball into center field. Nate Church comes in, and to his right, he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Suzuki staying right there at second. Well, I don't think he has a choice, Sam. I don't think he has a choice. Indeed, Ron. No question. There is a left-handed first baseman, Michael Bush. Righty-lefty matchup. He's 1 for 3. Runner on second with 2 out. 3 on the Cubs here in the bottom of the 8th. The first pitch. Strike. Sweeper on the inside corner. Thigh high. And the count is 0-1. The schedule for coverage tomorrow. I will let you know in a moment. Now, he comes set. And he steps off. Looking back at Suzuki. So tomorrow is a 1:20 start time. Here's the pitch. A sinker upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So it's a scheduled 1:20 p.m. Central Time first pitch at Wrigley Field. I'll be live here on Game Mic at 1:10 p.m. for the play-by-play live stream. Come in set, the 1-1. A sweeper away, and the count is 2-1. So a 1:20 p.m. Central Time first pitch at Wrigley on the Saturday afternoon. I'll be here on Game Mic at 1:10 p.m. Central Time with a play-by-play live stream. Come and set Strzelecki, the 2-1. A sinker well inside, and the count is 3-1. 31 pitches so far for Strzelecki. Suzuki leads off second with 2 outs. A 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Ball 4 on the sinker up and away. So Michael Bush works a 2-out walk. And the Cubs have runners on first and second with 2 out. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, they have a 3-0 lead. I get the impression Bloom likes Ollie. That would be my impression as well. I do not think we are looking at, or at least over the offseason, any imminent change at the managerial position. Now, mid-season, something goes weird, anything's possible. But even then, you're looking at an interim guy, and then that would be Daniel Descalzo, the bench coach, assuming he comes back. Now, here is the second baseman, Nico Horner, 1 for 3 with a single and a stolen base, hitting .262 with 7 home runs this year. Runners on first and second with 2 out. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Setting at the Birds is Strzelecki, the first pitch. Strike, sweeper on the outer third at the knees. The count is 0-1. See John. Howdy, friends. 0-3. Looks like the Cards D took the struggle bus to Wrigley. Their offense has not been great today. Strzelecki sets, and the 0-1. A sweeper well away, and the count is 1-1. Tacos and chicken. Look up the Dominican Summer League. Okay. The 1-1 pitch. Foul back on the four-seam fastball up and in from Strzelecki, and the count is 1-2. So runners on first and second with 2 out. It's a 1-2 count here to Nico Hoerner. 3-0 Cubs here in the bottom of the 8th. The difference in this game, the Seiya Suzuki 3-run home run. Coming set, Strzelecki, the 1-2. Hit to the left side. Picked up there by Mason Wynn, who tosses to Weatherall cover in second to get the force for the third and final out of the inning. No runs. Couple of walks. 2 left on. Rather, 1 left on. We go to the top of the 9th inning. It is a 3-0 Cubs lead. I'm Paul D. And this is Bombers Game Mike. All right, let's take a look at that Dominican Summer League here real quick. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay. Not seeing any scores at the moment. Alright, let's see. Sofacor, let's see. Try to find that game. Well, I see a 15-7 and an 18-9. Oh, 19-18, yes. DSL Ranger Blue against DSL Angels. Oh, that was something. That seems like it was quite a game. Quite a game. Jeff Coleman with the $1 super. The game's been going on for over 6 hours. My goodness. 8 errors and 6 hit by pitch. Yeah. Wow. That's actually incredible. Let's see here. Can I buy a comeback? Who's with me? I think you'll find some volunteers. All right, we're back here for the top of the 8th inning. Make sure we get that one right. There we go. Top of the 9th inning. 3-0 Cubs. Last licks here for the Cardinals. Herrera, Burleson, and Jordan Walker, 2, 3, and 4 in their order. The righty Jacob Webb in 53 games, 8 sways and 12 opportunities. Here's the pitch. A slider strike on the outer third to Herrera. Count is 0-1. Herrera's 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. Righty-righty matchup. And the 0-1 pitch. Hit out there to left field and in for a leadoff base hit to left by Ivan Herrera. On the second pitch there from Webb. And the Cardinals have a runner on first, nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning. But once again, Jeff, thank you so much. Not just for the super chats, but those cups were amazing. Now here is Alec Burleson. It's a righty-lefty matchup. He's 0 for 3. Coming sets Webb the first pitch. Hit foul down the left side and out of play. And the count is 0-1. I'm glad you are digging it, Zeke. Webb comes set at the belt. Now the 0-1. Hit foul down the third base side and out of play. On the slider away. Counts 0-2. On deck is Jordan Walker. Right now, the Cardinals desperately need base runners. Webb comes set at the belt. Carson Kelly sets up outside. Here's the pitch. Hit on up the middle. Picked up on a hop there by Nico Hoerner. Correction, Dansby Swanson. He throws it over to Bregman covering to get the force at second for the first out of the inning. So Alec Burleson, that's the second time today he's hit it on the screws right up the middle, but the force makes it darn near impossible. An excellent job there by Bregman, charging up to cover second to get that force. He came 90-something, well, probably more like, 65 feet with the shift. Now here is Jordan Walker with the runner on first. Burleson reaches on the fielder's choice, the first pitch. Fouled straight back on the slider in. The count is 0-1. 120 likes for Paul D. I'm here for it. Webb comes set. Now the 0-1. Swinging strike on the sweeper well away, and it was a flailing swing there by Jordan Walker. Nowhere near that thing. Let's see it on the replay. The ball was nearly a foot from the end of his bat there. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the best of Jordan Walker. Everybody take a drink. Walker's 0 for 2 with a walk. Webb comes set. The 0-2. Swinging strike 3 on the four-seam fastball away for the second out of the inning. So last licks here for the Cardinals. They have their final out. And he just swung through that four-seamer on the outside corner. A lot of horizontal movement and upward vertical movement. Very hard to square up. Here's Nate Church. He's 0 for 3. Righty-lefty matchup, the first pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway. Burleson takes second on defensive indifference. And the count is 0-1. Webb comes set. He deals. A four-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 1-1 Nate Church. Now the 1-1 pitch. Fouled down the third base side and out of play. So the Cardinals, and it in the person of Nate Church, are down to their final strike. It is a 3-0 Cubs lead here in the first of 3 at Wrigley this weekend. 1:20 p.m. Central Time. First pitch tomorrow. The 1-2. A changeup down and away, and the count is even at 2-2. I'll be live here on Game Mike tomorrow afternoon at 1:10 p.m. Central Time for the play-by-play live stream between the Cardinals and the Cubs at Wrigley. Cummins set his Webb. Runner leads off second. He deals. And there's a fly ball into shallow right field. Going for it is Nico Horner. He makes the catch in shallow right for the final out of the game. And 3-0 Cubs is your final. So, the Cardinals, they had one very brief rally, but Cubs pitching, initially in the person of Clay Holmes, who pitched in the 7th, and a very, very fine job by the Cubs bullpen, shut down the Cardinal offense here on the Friday afternoon. And that 3-run home run to left by Seiya Suzuki, the difference in this game. It is a 3-0 Cubs victory here on Friday. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon for the 1:20 p.m. Central Time first pitch from Wrigley for Game 2. And I will be live at 1:10 p.m. Central Time to call the action for you here on Game Mike. Take care, friends, and you take care too, Jeff. Jack, thank you, Paul Day. You got it. Darn it. Well, another great call, Paul D. Get him tomorrow. I hope so, Jeff. Jimmy, great call, Paul. Well, thank you. Scotty, take care. You be well, Scotty. Scotty, love your show, Paul. Hey, I'm glad you dig it so much. That's why I do it. Go Cards. Great job, Paulie, as well as usual. Thank you, Go Cards. William Griffin, Rats. Yeah, I know. It ain't cool. Doge Bowl. Thanks, Paul and all. And thank you, Doge. It's good to see you. Jimmy Otero. Great call, Paul D. See you tomorrow. I will definitely see you tomorrow, Jimmy Otero. So, this has been a presentation of Bombers Game Mike. tomorrow afternoon, 1:20 p.m. Central Time, is the scheduled first pitch from Wrigley. I will be live here at 1:10 p.m. Central Time for the play-by-play live stream. This has been a presentation. Are they actually calling up Joshua Baez? Pair of Mike Rodriguez. Well, let's see where this one goes, guys. See, John, thanks for the call, Paul. Enjoy your Friday. Happy everybody. It's good to see you, John. You be well. This has been a presentation of Bombers Game Mike. 3-0 Cubs is your final here in game 1 of 3. I'm back tomorrow afternoon for the 1:20 p.m. Central start time from Wrigley Field. I'll be live here on Game Mike at 1:10 p.m. Central Time. I'd like to thank you all so much for spending part of your Friday afternoon here with me on Game Mike. 3-0 Cubs in game 1 is your final. Bombers Game Mike, over and out. Be well, both you and yours, wherever you may be. Thank you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow afternoon. Be well, everybody.